I call to order the Planning Commission meeting for the Municipality of Monroeville, February 16th, 2022. If we could stand for a pledge of allegiance, followed by a quick moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated, thank you. Sharon, roll call, please.
Mr. Pacusa?
Here.
Ms. Krivda?
Here.
Mr. Walker? Ms. Montgomery?
Here.
Mr. Weldon?
Here. Thank you. First item is the approval of minutes from the January meeting. Did we all have a chance to review those? Any comments or questions needed?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Yeah, we're fine.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
First item is old business, application 21-8-ST Manila Group LLC self-storage. This was tabled at the January meeting, so I'll seek a motion to untable.
Motion? Motion. Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Paul, do you want to read the application?
Sure. 21-8-ST Manila Group LLC Self-Storage. Applicant is requesting site plan approval to construct a self-storage facility consisting of 6 buildings with a total of 56,000 square feet of storage space and associated site amenities. The property is located at the intersection of Fry Road and Thompson Run Road and known as tax parcel ID 637J139 in the M2 Industrial Zoning District.
Okay, thank you. And the applicant is here. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Greg Banner. I'm with Key Environmental. I'm representing the applicant, Manila Group, LLC.
Go ahead and please describe your project for us.
Okay, I'll give you a description of the project. You can ask questions anytime or
Sure.
at the end. Yeah, so we're looking to develop a self-storage facility on property owned by John and Susan Scaretti. It's at the corner of Fry Road and Thompson Run Road. Both roads are PennDOT roads, so there's an existing drive comes in here. However, it's unpermitted, so we have an application into PennDOT to receive a highway occupancy permit. That will be in Mr. and Mrs. Scaretti's name so that it runs with the land. And as Paul mentioned, there'll be 5 buildings totaling 26,200 square feet. They'll be built in phase 1. Phase 2 will include and these will not be climate controlled. Phase 2 will include building 6, which is 3 stories, 30,000 square feet total. That will be climate controlled. We'll have a 1 unisex restroom, and we will be connecting to the Monroeville Municipal Authority system with our sewage. The site's generally flat, but it does slope from east Thompson Run toward the west to Thompson Run Road to the west toward Thompson Run, with about a 7-foot difference in elevation. The site is not within a floodplain. 100-year floodwaters are all contained within Thompson Run. There is a 120-foot power line easement to Duquesne Light that runs through the property. We contacted Duquesne Light. We got information on how high the buildings could be, such that we did not encroach into their space. Building number 6, which will be about 32 feet high or so, does not encroach into that space. Let's see. Off-street parking, while not shown on here, we have parking spaces along each of these 5 buildings. These drive aisles are 25 feet wide. And that is more than enough to provide for the adequate parking space. We did gain approval from the zoning hearing board on February 2nd, and in regard to reducing the number of spots for building 6 down to 10 spaces, we have 2 handicap spots here, 1 is van accessible, 2 parking spaces here, and 6 here for the total of 10. Been working with the fire official. We are able to, or they will be able to bring their ladder truck in, circumnavigate the site, and go out. Have a proposed fire hydrant here that is within 400 feet of the farthest building. There'll be a fire department connection somewhere in this vicinity that they could hook up to the hydrant to the fire department connection in case the sprinkler system within the building is not working. The grades throughout the site run from about 1% to around 5%. The incoming drive is about 6%. It slopes away from Fry Road. We'll be picking up stormwater runoff in an inlet here, so we're not going to be draining out onto PennDOT's road. They're not real happy when you do that. Stormwater management-wise, we are in a 60% release rate, release zone. So we're going to be catching all the water from the paved area, bringing it back to a subsurface detention system that will consist of perforated piping. And also beneath the system will be our infiltration bed, so we meet the requirements of Monroeville's ordinance and the DEP's ordinance, and Monroeville's ordinance is stricter than that of the DEP. So we will be controlling the rate of runoff to 60% of the current condition, as well as controlling the volume to the pre-development condition. With respect to landscaping, we were looking at the entire perimeter, taking 5% of that and providing landscaping. We have actually more trees and shrubs than are required because what we've done, there was really not much existing riparian buffer. And what we've done is we've increased that riparian buffer significantly between the edge of the development and the top of bank of Thompson Run. The site will be fenced with a 7-foot-high fence. We'll have a sliding gate at this point. Hours of operation, 6 in the morning to 10 at night. There'll be a gate keypad here. Users can access. They'll pull in to the left, open the gate, and then come in and move to their self-storage unit. Providing a dumpster at this location for the collection of trash. And let me see what else.
What is the depth of the entrance there where the keypad will be?
The depth?
Yeah,
The
like-
depth is from Fry Road to the gate, 40 feet.
Okay.
One of the comments that we did get from the traffic engineer, originally we were looking to come in from Thompson Run Road, and they had a comment in regard to queuing. And even though the peak hourly visits are very minor and probably never have 2 at the same time, moving over to Fry Road gives us the opportunity to put in 40 feet, would have room for at least 2 vehicles, if not 3. Lighting is going to be provided predominantly by wall packs on the building to get us the half a foot candle per square foot. We do need 1 light pole, though, out here near the entrance to adequately light that. There will not be any spillover of light beyond the property line. Utilities, we have, let's see, electric, gas, water, cable, and telephone will be brought in from existing lines in Fry Road and Thompson Run Road. We did provide letters of utility availability with our application. As I mentioned before, 1 unisex john would generate 1 EDU, and with 1 EDU, we can use what's called the sewage facilities planning module application mailer. We don't have to go through a full-blown sewage facilities planning module. And that's the project in a nutshell. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Is there ample space for emergency vehicles to get all the way around there?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we have been working here in the last few days with the fire
It
official.
kind of looks tight in the back end a little bit, is it?
And actually what we did was we shifted these buildings away from Building 6, because this was a bit of a pinch point back in here. They can now get their 53-foot-long ladder truck in all the way around the facility.
Are you going to lose parking spaces in the middle, though? Or is it just going to be like?
We well, the parking spaces are along the sides of the building. We have 6 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So there are no, they can come in, go all the way around, even if these are filled, and these are filled, and these are filled.
Okay.
And just so that everybody knows, the applicant went through the zoning hearing board and received variances for parking in the front yard and to reduce the required amount of parking.
Right, these 6 spaces are in the front yard setback.
So it's all interior storage, some conditions, some not. There's no plans by the owner to keep any outdoor storage, trailers, boats, RVs, anything like that, is there?
Well, there may be some back in here on top of the subsurface system.
Okay, but not around that perimeter that would prohibit emergency vehicles?
That's correct.
Okay.
And if you're interested, there's some 3D views of what this facility will look like.
It almost looks too tropical for here. All right, any comments or questions from anyone in the audience? Okay, any other questions? Anyone?
No?
Appreciate your presentation. Seek a motion.
No. I move to approve
Move to approve.
the construction of the self-storage facility unit.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Motion passes. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Greg, you mind leaving that board with me that has the pictures, the photos?
This one?
Yeah, that one. You mind
Mind
leaving
if I
that one?
take it off the board?
Do you mind leaving
Oh.
it on there?
No, there's just another old drawing under it.
Ah.
Doesn't matter, just move it down.
In our next 2 items, under new business now, we're going to combine both of those and have the applicant present for both, and we'll go from there. Paul, if you want to read those
Okay,
off.
so I'll read both of these items in 1 and 2. 22-1 ST, GD Development LLC, Aroma Joe's. Applicant is requesting site plan approval to construct a 791 square foot drive-through coffee shop and associated site amenities. The property is located at 2524 Mossad Boulevard and known as tax parcel ID 857R046 in the C2 Business Commercial Zoning District. Item 2 is 22-1-C, which is the conditional use because it is a drive-through. So it's the same description for both projects, for both agenda items. One is for specifically for the drive-through, the other one is for the land development.
Thank you. And the applicant is here. Could you please state your name for the record?
Sure. I'm Elizabeth Clausen with Morris Knowles and Associates. We're the civil engineer for the development, representing GD Development.
Thank you. And go ahead and please proceed.
Sure. Okay. So we're looking to redevelop the existing car wash across from Dollar General into a drive-through Aroma Joe's coffee shop. There will be one entrance into the site and one exit to allow for one-way traffic throughout the site. Whenever you pull in, the customers will have the option to go right into the drive-through lane or pull into one of the parking stalls. The order and pickup window will be on this side of the building. There is an additional walk-up window if the customers want to pull into a parking stall. There's a crosswalk provided right here that they can walk up. There will be a little patio area out front with a couple tables for anyone who wants to sit outside and enjoy their coffee. We do have sidewalk shown extended along the frontage of the property on Mosside Boulevard. All the work within the right-of-way will be covered under an HOP permit, which we have submitted to PennDOT, and it is currently under review. The limits of disturbance for the site is about ½ an acre, and we have already submitted to the Conservation District and received approval. For the utilities, our water connection will be to an existing valve near this entrance. And our sanitary connection will tie into a lateral and a clean out that is on site as well. For stormwater, there are a couple existing inlets that we will be reusing and adding two other additional inlets to capture the water. We are reducing the impervious cover of the site by 30% to help meet the water quality standards. And we will have an oversized pipe here, and this will be an outlet structure to help control the release of the water, since we are in a 60% release area. For landscaping, we are next to residential on this side. There is an existing tree line in the back here that will remain, and we have also added an additional row of trees to help provide a more robust buffer there. And then working through the zoning comments, they also asked for some additional trees along the frontage, even though it wasn't a requirement. So we did add some trees and shrubs just to make it more aesthetically pleasing from Moss-Side Boulevard. And so, yeah, we're working through comments from zoning, traffic, we addressed the fire comments, and then stormwater comments as well. So I'd be happy to answer any other questions you might have.
There's a lot of good. Are there two separate windows for ordering and pickup?
Yes, there will be. Yeah, they'll both be on this side of the building over here.
Kim or Paula, any questions from you, either of you?
No? Question?
Yeah, it seems pretty cut and dry. Yeah, anybody from the audience?
It's a small site. We'll be glad to see something happen on that site, get rid of that car wash that's been vacant
Yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah.
Pretty dilapidated for a while now.
Yeah, we'll
It's
make
good
it
to
look
have something
nicer.
in there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially another coffee shop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something different.
Could always use that, yeah.
All right. No-
Want me to make a motion? I'll make a
Sure.
motion to approve the development of 22-1-ST of Aroma Joe's, first and second phase.
You want to do 22-1C also at the
Yeah.
same time?
Yes. Yes,
For a motion for both of those then?
both at the same time, yes.
Okay.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank
you.
you.
Good luck.
You mind leaving that board? Comes in handy.
Are you collecting all the boards?
It comes in handy when people ask questions in my office. It's already on the board. I can just point to it. Makes it easy.
All right, and our final agenda item here is 22-1-SUB Clover Communities, Monroeville LLC. Applicant is requesting preliminary and final subdivision approval to subdivide tax parcel 741-R-333, which is currently 57.982 acres in two parcels. One parcel is 10.502 acres, and the second parcel is 47.421 acres. The property is located at 3926 Logan's Ferry Road in the R4 multifamily zoning district and the R2 one-family residential zoning district. And if you could please state your name.
Sure. Rob Jack with Clover Development. Back again this evening. I was here last month with land development. Back again this evening, and going to repeat pretty much everything you just said there. 57-acre parcel. We're proposing to split into a 10.5-acre parcel for our senior housing, our senior apartments, and a 47-acre residual parcel for future development. The 47 acres is zoned R2, and the 10.5 is zoned R4 for the senior development. We've received some comments from the township engineer. We'll get those. They're pretty much cleanup comments. I don't know if you want to go over those or not, but it was labels and changing the vicinity map and so forth. So we'll certainly get those addressed and get that resubmitted. But if there are any questions, I'm
Yeah,
happy
that's
to
just
address
from
those.
the property lines, they're the same as what was submitted as far as
That's right.
zoning and.
That's right, yeah, they're consistent with what was submitted for rezoning and then for the land development plan.
yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yep, correct.
Any questions?
Are there any plans for the rest of the property, or just
Nothing yet, no,
nothing current?
nothing
Okay,
current, right,
okay.
yeah. It probably won't be us, we would probably sell it to somebody. We really just focus on the senior housing.
Any public comments or questions, or? Yeah, please come on forward, state your name, and make sure you sign in there if you haven't already.
My name's Jerome Schaefer. I live in Willow Hedge Drive, 328 Willow Hedge Drive, resident of Monroeville and Willow Hedge for 44 years. And we've had just questions as far as the whole development goes. The Senior Citizens Center, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but as far as, number one, the flooding during a rainstorm in the back, if anybody was ever back there. And I know Mr. Jack said they were going to do some sewer work, some special sewer line. Just as a homeowner on that back end, along with a number of other homeowners, you know, a guarantee or what do we have to the fact that, you know, it's going to be able to handle the additional water flow from the excavation? That's, you know, one of the main concerns for probably most of us that live in the back. That was the number one concern. The second concern, and I'm hoping Mr. Jack could help out, he said he possibly could, to keep that green zone between the properties and that new development. There's a natural break there of trees, shrubs and bushes, of course, but, you know, to level all that, and then he's gonna plant a couple trees, and, you know, how long the trees take to grow, you know, 6-foot, 7-foot trees will take years to grow. And what we're concerned with at the back end, I don't know if you're aware of the Evergreen development, that property that, the apartments that they built on Evergreen. Are you guys aware of that? Have you ever been back there and looked from a house, how you have to look at 4 stories? I mean, you know, it's a little infringing on the development. You know, we have 3 stories, which, you know, is lower, of course, but again, you know, you have an area where you're looking right into the development. They're looking into our backyards. That was a concern as well. And then the other concern was what's going to happen with the road, and I guess as Paul called it, a paper road. Is that how
You're
you
talking the access,
Yes.
like the original airport
Yes,
driveway lane?
yes, how that's gonna be divided or subdivided, and whose responsibility it's gonna be. That's all. These are just questions that really, they've been brought up for almost probably at least a year, maybe 2 years, and we just have no definite answer. So we just like to have some kind of concrete answer or an idea of what's gonna happen. So,
You want to answer those? You want me to tackle them?
Sure, I'll answer them. They were addressed at the land development, but yeah, we can go over that. So on the stormwater, of the area that drains towards Willow Hedge, we're gonna reduce that by about 90%, the water that's flowing that direction. During our investigation of the site, we found a plugged inlet right about behind the 3rd or 4th home. We'll clean that out, clean the pipe out, and we're gonna add another inlet in that area to help get that water out of there. Second point, I think, was the green zone, the buffer. Yeah, and certainly any vegetation that's out there that can remain, that's not impacted by the grading, yeah, absolutely. We'll keep
we'll
that.
determine that. That's, you know.
Well, the limit of the grading will determine that. There is gonna be some grading, especially kind of right in this area. Sorry, I didn't bring a site plan with me tonight. Anything we can preserve, we will, and then we are gonna add that double row of trees in that area, the entire length of the development.
I think there are almost 60 trees.
In that
60
strip.
evergreen trees that are going to be planted there.
Yeah.
So it's
60.
fairly significant. It's
Yeah.
going to be a staggered row.
Yeah.
But again, you know, how
a
long does
double
it take
row.
for those trees to grow? That's, you know, as a
Yeah,
buffer,
I mean, it's-
You're gonna
as
have
a line of
foot a
sight,
year or-
you know, an activity that goes on within that apartment complex. You know, you have 122 residents, people going in and out, you
Yeah.
know, lights on, things like that. That's,
Right, and
we're talking about light pollution. and
We've
things-
designed the lights with cutoff shields along the backs, so there won't be any spillover.
Good.
And that complies with the code.
On one more thing, has the sidewalk been,
No, we're still working
Definite
on,
plan?
still working on that.
Okay.
But that is part of the resolution. And the same with the road, we've agreed to not use that road, not use that existing airport road. As far as what would happen with that's really was taken from the Willow Hedge plan a lot, so it's not technically on our parcel. If the residents wanted to abandon that or vacate that, they could do that, but I don't know, maybe you can shed some more light on it. I think it would take everybody kind of pitching in and working together to.
Yeah, the way
to
that
achieve
works is whoever has frontage on that right of way, if it's to be vacated, all of them have to be in agreement to vacate it. And then the 10 feet will be divided among the people that have frontage on that right of way.
It was dedicated as part of the Willow Hedge plan of lot,
Okay.
so, in theory, it's not on our, not in theory, but in reality, it's not on our side of the property line. So,
Is the site plan approval gone through the council process yet, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was approved.
You guys got approved for that?
Yes, February 8th.
Last week, last
Yeah,
Thursday.
okay.
Will there be security lighting all around the building? Like around the building, like in the back of the building facing the
Yeah,
residents?
there is lighting around the perimeter, yes.
So maybe there'll be
And
some,
those have the cutoff shields, so
Okay,
the
yeah,
light
well, there'll
won't go
be-
back.
The
because-
front will
towards-
be facing us, the front of the building. The back will be facing the Edgemead plant.
But the back of the lights have shields on them so that none of the light goes back towards the
Okay.
residents, I
Okay.
guess is.
Well, we're talking about security. Will there be security at that?
It will be a secured entrance, yes. Yep.
Any other comments or anything, Mr.
That's
Chairman?
all I got.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jack, anything further from you?
Nothing.
Let's take a motion.
No.
Motion to approve? Yes.
Motion approved? Okay.
Second?
Second?
Yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jack.
Thank you.
Good luck. So at this point, I'll just seek one final motion for adjournment.
Did you make a motion to adjourn?
All right, motion, I'll second that one. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.